Hey good people, hola mi gente, MsMalcolmHughes here. Welcome back. Today we're going to do a book review. We will be reviewing The Prophet by Kahlil Gibran. Let's get into it. So for those of you not familiar, The Prophet by Kahlil Gibran is just an all-time iconic piece of literature. And let's start by getting into what it's about. We'll then go into pros, maybe cons that I have, and whether or not I think that you should read the book. So The Prophet is essentially the story of Al-Mustafa, who is a man who has been trapped on the island of Orphalese for 12 years, waiting for his ship to come and find him so that he can go home. However, once his ship has arrived, the people in the town come to him with a series of questions, and he is then able to provide feedback, logic, lessons, just on life and the way in which it should be lived. So that is the premise of the book. In that, what I liked about the book, I loved the philosophical aspect of it. I loved the fact that there's so many life lessons. I love the fact that it reads in and of itself as a religious text, which is why the title The Prophet is very fitting. It really is a guide of certain areas of how in which to live your life. And so here are some of the areas that are covered. We have on love, on marriage, on children, on giving, on eating and drinking, on work, on joy and sorrow, on houses, on clothes, on buying and selling, on crime and punishment, on laws, on freedom, on reason and passion, on pain, on self-knowledge, on teaching, on friendship, on talking, on time, on good and evil, on prayer, on pleasure, on beauty, on religion, and on death. So again, just great feedback, sage wisdom on how to live life. That is what I loved about it. And so I will share a couple of them with you. There's just so many profound lessons and tidbits in here. I love the style of writing as well. It really flows in that older, just think of like the Iliad or the Odyssey. Really think of like that iambic kind of poetry. It flows in somewhat of the same vein. And so I really enjoyed that aspect of it as well. And before I get into any cons that I might have, I really want to just share some of the sage wisdom that's within this work. And so this is on love. Then said Al-Mitra, speak to us of love. And he raised his head and looked upon the people, and there fell a stillness upon them. And with a great voice he said, when love beckons to you, follow him. Though his ways are hard and steep, and when his wings enfold you, yield to him. Though the sword hidden among his pinions may wound you. And when he speaks to you, believe in him. Though his voice may shatter your dreams, as the north wind lays waste the garden. For even as love crowns you, so shall he crucify you. Even as he is for your growth, so is he for your pruning. Even as he ascends to your height and caresses your tenderest branches that quiver in the sun, so shall he descend to your roots and shake them in their clinging to the earth. Like sheaves of corn, he gathers you unto himself. He threshes you to make you naked. He sifts you to free you from your husk. He grinds you to whiteness. He kneads you until you are pliant. And then he assigns you to his sacred fire, that you may become sacred bread for God's sacred feast. All these things shall love do unto you, that you may know the secrets of your heart, and in that knowledge become a fragment of life's heart. But if in your fear you would only seek love's peace and love's pleasure, then it is better for you that you cover your nakedness and pass out of love's threshing floor into the seasonless world where you shall laugh, but not all of your laughter, and weep, but not all of your tears. Love gives not but itself, and takes not but from itself. Love possesses not, nor would it be possessed, for love is sufficient unto love. When you love, you should not say, God is in my heart, but rather, I am in the heart of God. And think not you can direct the course of love, for love, if it finds you worthy, directs your course. Love has no other desire but to fulfill itself. But if you love and must needs have desires, let these be your desires, to melt and be like a running brook that sings its melody to the night, to know the pain of too much tenderness, to be wounded by your own understanding of love, and to bleed willingly and joyfully, to wake at dawn with a winged heart and give thanks for another day of loving, to rest at the noon hour and meditate love's ecstasy, to return home at eventide with gratitude, and then to sleep with a prayer for the beloved in your heart and a song of praise upon your lips. And so that's just one. They can be kind of lengthy, so that's the one that I'll share, but I really appreciated that approach and rationale and thought on love and the selflessness of it, and that love outside of yourself, and the fact that love is not something that you can capture and contain, but love is something that lives within and exudes without. So I really enjoyed that. I really appreciate just the way in which this work really makes you sit and ponder and really reflect on what we've learned about life, what we've learned about these concepts that are discussed, and whether or not we want to continue to have the thought processes that we have, or whether or not we want to delve deeper and reflect and analyze and maybe shift and change and evolve our thinking on some of these subject matters. As I always say, one of my favorite quotes is that it is an indication of a well-educated mind to be able to entertain a thought without accepting it. And this is one of those works where it really causes you to sit, reflect, entertain, and then decide for yourself. So that's what I loved about it, because it made me have those deep moments. It took me a while to go through this, just because I took my time, slowly processed it, allowed myself to ponder upon it, and really think about what I wanted to take away from this and what may not be relevant, or maybe not even to take away anything or just to discard anything, but really to consider whether or not what I had learned thus far is in alignment with how I feel. So it's one of those works. As far as dislikes, there weren't any. There weren't any, and not because I think this was such a work that everyone will love it, but because I think for what it is, I think that it's beautifully done, right? I think that you have this story of someone who's been deserted on this island, and what he makes of that time there, and how he engages with the people and how they engage with him. And then I also love the ending, how it comes full circle, because none of us are as individual as we believe we are, and how we're all interconnected. So definitely one that I think everyone should read. So with that, based on my scale of whether you should read it now, read it when you have time, or read it if you want, I will say that I think this is a read now. I really do. And like I said, this is one in which I took my time. I did not rush through it. I wouldn't recommend that you rush through it. It's really one of those texts where you really deserve to sit and reflect, consider, and ponder. So though I think you should read it now, understand that you'll probably be reading other things, and you'll probably give yourself time to flow with this work as it speaks to you. So that is it for me. That's my review of The Prophet by Kahlil Gibran. I am reading a couple of books right now, more reviews to come. I'll also be posting a video soon of like new books that I've gotten. I'm also going on vacation soon, so I'll probably bring some books back and share those with you all as well. But that is it for me. As always, I am MsMalcolmHughes, one who believes that books are sometimes better than people. And until the next one, please remember to give time, to be kind to each other, and to have the very best day of your life on purpose. Peace. Odabo. Adios. Ciao.